Hi there, this is Shantanu here, and today I'm going to provide you with excellent insights from one of the best books I've read recently, and it's called Psycho Cybernatics by Maxwell Maltz. And it basically, Psycho Cybernetics means it basically there are it assumes that every mind is like our mind and body is like a machine, and we can actually optimize all aspects of our mind, right? So the couple of excellent insights the author has shared, these are like a few key points I thought it will you should hear and you can benefit from the insights, right? So first is we act according to the image we create for ourselves. So all of us basically has a certain image, a mental image that describes the kind of person who or she is, and this is an important concept of self. It contains the beliefs we all hold about ourselves, and these beliefs are created due to past experiences, successes, and failures. And these such perceptions are crucial since people act like a person they believe themselves to be. So if you think yourself as a failure, you will quite likely fail. Conversely, if you consider yourself as successful, then you will find yourself succeed. But why are these life determining self images formed in the first place? Well, basically, this is, I think, a survival mechanism. And the author talks about there was a guy he knows who suffered from ugly looks syndrome. He always felt that, his nose was too large and that his ears are stuck out. And he suffered because he felt all the people around him are judging him for his peculiar looks. In reality, actually, people don't have time and nobody was actually judging him. It was his own negative self image that made him cripplingly insecure and miserable. In his case, the perception that others were spiteful towards him, made him a very negative person. And this is a loop, so this is all, this is just a loop which your mind is creating. And if you can break the loop, you can turn your negative self image around. So this is something very, very important. The second concept he mentions is, we are all hypnotized by negative beliefs. And the answer to that is rational thinking. So you probably think, we think hypnosis as a stunt or, an oddball circus act. But every human is actually hypnotized in one way or the other. And the power of hypnosis comes from a belief. You already know how powerful beliefs can be. Uh, you know, uh, so one of the guys, for example, the author says that he was always doing very bad in maths, and his teacher believed that he had absolutely no talent in that subject. However, one of these days when he was practicing, he suddenly understood how to solve a complex equation. And when he showed the solution to his teacher, he realized that he had actually no trouble grasping arithmetic. His confidence soon increased and he became a better math student, right? So, a lot of people are hypnotized by a false belief about themselves. And this is the one of the main reasons why a lot of people they don't achieve a lot. So basically, when we say hypnotism, it works both ways. Positive beliefs as well as negative beliefs. And and the goal is basically to overcome the preconceptions that hold us back. So you need to basically harness the power of rational thinking. Your negative beliefs aren't the result of facts or experiences, rather the conclusions your mind draws from them. Therefore, rational thinking, which is logical and conscious, can be used to control your subconscious mind. And to start uprooting those beliefs that you create a sense of inferiority, ask yourself why. Doing so will overcome irrational and false assessments like, I failed yesterday, therefore I will fail today. Now we need to break this pattern. Even if you failed yesterday, actually, if you are rational about it, you know that today is a different day and every day presents a new opportunity for us to learn, right? So this is the second very important, I think, insight what the author has shared. Now let me show you quickly the third one, and this is something very important, which where he mentions that every human body contains a success mechanism that's driven by imagination. So people have often, there are a lot of theories that body as a machine, and this concept isn't too far from the truth. While humans are not machines per se, we each of us have a machine that we can use, whenever necessary. So, by applying psycho cybernetics, we can uncover new insights into why and how humans behave the way they do. One such insight is that humans have built-in mechanism for success. So, for example, imagine when a baby is trying to hold a pen. He has no stored information based on his experience. Therefore, his fingers, his hands will go a lot of back and forth till the time actually he learns how to hold a pen or a pencils. And then once he achieves that, then of course that successful response is stored in the memory for future reference. Over time, he can then, of course, all of us. So basically, what he means by is we already have a built-in success mechanism, and when you kind of keep practicing, automatically, we start getting better and better. Uh, Now, for example, he also gave something very nice that the world Arthur Schnabel, who was a world famous concert pianist, actually never practiced on a real piano. He used to he used to visualize a piano and refine his art in his head. And this is also compared to many darts players and golfers who have actually improved their skills through mental practice, right? So basically, this is something very important, that we are all actually born to succeed, and the success to achieve success, we have to be very creative, and we have to kind of imagine how the success will look like, right? The fourth point, what he mentioned, is we can stimulate creativity and make ourselves very happy. So basically, whether it's a writer's block or a stalled brainstorming, it's common to hit obstacles when pursuing a creative project. Most creative practitioners know that when the roadblock comes like that, the only way they can do is relax and wait for the inspiration to return. So wisdom makes perfect sense. These humans have highly specific creative mechanism. It only activates when we become interested in solving a particular problem. So what he means here is, if there is a problem, then don't overdo it. Let it just go away. Forget about it for some time, and then slowly and sufficiently you will start getting answers, right? So even Einstein, for example, and even Edison, they have given examples that when they're working on a specific problem, they used to kind of keep it aside and use their creative, subconscious, to make sure that they are able to solve the problem. So while creativity is unreliable, we can reboot it by altering our actions and thoughts, and the same goes with happiness. Most people think that happiness happens somewhere in the future. We think we'll be happy once we are married, get a better job, etc. But basically, happiness must be practiced in the present. Our subconscious doesn't know the difference between present or an illusion. So basically, all we need to do is we need to recognize that happiness is an entirely internal feeling, a product of our own thoughts and attitudes we hold about them. It is not basically dependent on any external sources. Now, these are the another great insight. There are seven elements that make up a successful personality. So, what are those? So basically, success isn't something you simply find anywhere any more than failure is something you arrive at, basically, right? So failure and success are the result of forces buried deep in our personality. So both are a product of unique set of elements. First, we will learn about success, and then we can talk about. Then let's talk about the failure, right? So, for success, the first step is basically a sense of direction. After all, every human being is a goal seeker, and just like a mountain climber, you need an object to pursue. So when you reach the proverbial top, you should simply forge ahead to the next peak. The second trait for success is understanding. Most failures are a result of misunderstandings, as people often distort sensory perceptions with fear, anxiety, and desire. Just imagine, you see two colleagues in conversation, as you walk by, they actually stop talking, right? And this is the thing that they are aware of what's going around them. The third necessary trait for success is courage. After all, uh, only by taking courageous actions can make one's dream a reality. So you need the nerve to back up your ideas by taking calculated risks. And if you delay taking action until you are entirely certain, you will never accomplish anything. The fourth characteristic is charity, since successful people are attentive to the problems, and the needs, dignity, and respect of every human. Fifth comes self esteem. If you think I can't do it, you will never move ahead. Sixth is self confidence, and finally, self acceptance. So, these are the seven important elements to make a successful personality. Now, another important point is being aware of what causes failures is a key to success. The factors that lead to failure can be readily summed up by an acronym, the word failure itself. So, failure, F stands for frustration, which arises when you can't realize an important goal. A stands for aggressiveness. That this energy can help you achieve your goals, but in a failure type personality, all the aggression is directed towards self destructive tendencies like worry and rudeness rather than a worthy aim. The third cause of failure is insecurity. Feelings like you are not living up to the requirements. So this is basically the third point. The fourth point is loneliness. The fifth trait of failure is uncertainty. The sixth comes from resentment, and last is emptiness. So if you observe the failure people who are failure, they will definitely have these six traits which actually make them a failure. And then attend to your emotions to unleash your real personality. So when you incur a physical injury, your body forms a scar to protect the damaged area. In this way, the scar tissue is nature's way of preventing further injuries in the first place. Similarly, people tend to form emotional scars to protect their hurt feelings. However, such scars don't just protect you from a person who initially hurt you; they also separate you from other people. So these are all emotional constructs, basically. All nothing is actually real. That being said, you can overcome this by offering yourself an emotional facelift. This process is like doing surgery on your emotions, and then the solution to that is rather than you using a scalpel, you basically focus on forgiveness, and that will heal the wounds. And then these are the two simple techniques to find peace of mind in a world full of interruptions. So imagine yourself quietly at home, quietly reading a novel. Your phone starts ringing, and you instinctively jump out of your favorite chair, rushing to answer the call. In the blink of an eye, you went from a particular state of mind to the mind one of unrest. And who you can blame? The ringtone is a signal that you have learned to obey. And the truth is, you don't have to answer the phone. You could just easily ignore it. Therein lies the first technique of achieving peace of mind. Start avoiding the different bells that ring around you. This term refers to all disruptive stimuli that populate your environment. And so this is basically you can overcome the conditioned responses by practicing relaxation. In other words, you can if you want to, you can let the bell ring. And good way to ease into this practice is to delay your response, say by counting to three before answering the phone. From there, you will slowly extend the time. You will eventually ignore the rest, right? So I think these are all the key. I think this is a very big book, 400 odd pages. I just wanted to kind of share some important insights about this book, right? So the first insight is we act according to the image we create for ourselves. We are hypnotized by negative beliefs. The human body already contains a success mechanism. We can stimulate creativity and make ourselves happy. There are seven elements that make up a successful personality. Being aware of what causes failure is likely to achieve success. Attend your emotions and unleash your personality. And simple techniques to relax your mind and find peace of mind. I hope you like this, and I look forward to sharing more insights in future. Thank you.